here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead, hoping to come out of the gates strong. The bright lights and tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles setting the scene for us here tonight. It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. Here we go. DA, it's all yours.
More than 40 years ago, the Oscar Robertson rule ushered in the new era of free agency in the NBA. In the last decade, players have taken personal agency. They've pulled up stakes, forced trades in search of an ideal environment. Now, sometimes for teams on the losing end of that, it's a bitter pill to swallow. But this is the new reality of the NBA. Kevin?
It is indeed, DA. Thank you. Many players on their best behavior to start the year. Do things get more chippy as the season goes on?
If you were in a marriage, Kevin, let's say, and you are. Let's say you had what's called the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Right around December, that's about your 5th year marriage. And guys start to think about, you know what, I keep seeing you every day, and I don't like how it is that I'm playing, and I don't like where we are right now. It's cold in this gym. What is going on? That might spill over occasionally to competition on the floor.
Well, because my wife plays this game, watches our broadcast,
yeah.
I'm always in the honeymoon stage.
I'm looking at you, Kevin, and I cannot believe you just said that.
I can't believe she's playing it. So the opening lineup for the Heat, they've got Damari Carroll out. He's out there with Bam Adebayo. Jimmy Butler is out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Floyd in at the point. And for the Lakers, LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Champ, and it's Dort in at the shooting guard. Fournier gets a wide open look. Jeffries with the rebound. And it's the Lakers ball. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Sort of representative of how they each finished the season. One a playoff team, the other on the outside looking in. I think things may play out the same way this year, too.
Lakers have gone 0-3 in the field to start the game. Here's Champ, and the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the tip.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
I'd like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And even 3-on-3 break. Here's James. They get a bet. Here's Champ, and it's blocked.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Lakers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
For Miami, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. It's blocked. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
A 78% foul shooter a season ago. Pretty steady when he's at the line.
That free throw good from Champ. The Heat making a switch here. Trier's checked in. Both free throws good from Champ. Not a fast start here for the Heat. It's a 5-point game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And they get it. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on LeBron James.
How about the strength inside there from Butler? Just excellent at finding ways to get the D to foul him down low.
And so Butler nails both of them.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime. And that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season. Gets out in the country and puts in that work.
Back to Trier. Here's Carroll. Rebound the Lakers. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Yeah, sometimes you can play good on-ball defense, but it's the help defense that makes you elite. And on that night, nobody rotating and not a lot of help.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here. And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets.
On the floor for Miami, Jamari Carroll is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Bam Adebayo, and it's Floyd in at the point guard. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Champ, in their last matchup against the Mavericks, was phenomenal. He scored 36 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. Very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
David, we appreciate the update. Greg, we'll see if he can keep rolling here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the rub. When he's in rhythm, he can carry your team across the line.
And you want to see him make sure that the teammates are also involved in what they're doing, especially if he draws that much attention.
Evan Fournier's checked in for Hero. Brandon, this next question culture we're in, what comments do you want to hear from players who have just lost a game, facing disappointment?
I like the humility aspect of this question, Kevin, and the thing that I listen to most from players who get it, they'll compliment their opponent first. Something had to happen where the opponent did something enough to beat you on that night. So you don't say that we did all these things. Give the opponent credit first. Secondly, players who shoulder a massive amount of responsibility, they'll say that they could have played better first. And that takes and deflects everything away from their teammates. And then they'll talk about what they're looking forward to most, and their challenge is we'll get better tomorrow. We'll get better next day. And that they know there's room to grow. Those three things are pretty impactful.
Well said.
Gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc. And here's a look at the stats for Champ. Coming off a terrific season. Put up about 23 points per, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
And he sinks the second. Al Fournier, he picked up 12 points in their last win against the Clippers.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Here's Champ. Rebound by the Heat.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Butler, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And here's James outside. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. From deep three-point range, again the miss by the Heat.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Heat trail by 17.
Well, we keep talking a lot about Anthony Davis and the fact that when he was a young player, he played the point guard position, and then all of a sudden grew like 60 inches to play center position. You see that skill set show up now and again, but really what you're seeing now about AD is his maturity in the game.
Here's Trier. Over Joseph. And so it's Los Angeles controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Bobby Portis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So the Lakers 5 right now. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Champ, and it's Jeffries in at the 5. Here's Dort. Softly drops in the floater. Dort's got his first bucket in this one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Floyd. Good on the three-point shot. Floyd's got 6.
That's pretty much not how they defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Here's Champ. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And the Lakers lead by 21.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
LeBron against Butler. Outside Fournier. Replay angles are interesting, Grant. Instant feedback on social media. Talk about the increased pressure now on referees to get every call right.
Well, so many times, Kevin, on nights where you're working games, you sit there for a minute and a half.
In super slow motion looking at the play.
And still sometimes hard to get it right.
Very hard.
What I think the league should think about doing with the competition committee is every team in the league should have 3 and 4 cameras that are mounted so that every time there's a replay at any given arena, they have access to the same angle.
For every game.
Every game. Where are most of the times these calls being missed? Where are these calls getting wrong? And how is it that we can implement some technology to help us not only get it right more often, which is the most important thing, but also fair and balanced vision for the referees to have an opportunity to do so.
What an excellent idea. It is good.
LeBron sometimes will show him off. The handle's right there. 56, slicing up the defense that time.
And Champ gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kelly's checked in. Heat also with a sub. Erickson's checked in. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Floyd. Miami no good on that time either. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Kept alive. Here's Champ, and it's blocked. Butler against James. It's tipped. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
When LeBron came into the league, we knew he was authentically more a playmaker than a scorer. So whatever way it takes to get his team to get points, LBJ is good with it.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for James. And Miami also making a switch. Heroes checked in. Here's Floyd. And the 3 off target. Los Angeles has gone to 3-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Pass to Butler. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play.
That's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. So you got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Floyd passes to Hero. To halt the run, hits the three-point bomb.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Champ. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Lakers have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Here's Kelly. Lays it up and banks it in. Kelly's got his second basket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Floyd. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Well, that's a shot right there. He's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. And he knocks down the first one. And so he makes both from the line. Both teams deciding to change it up. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Intercepted. Trier passes to Bradley. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
There's the pass to Portis. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Trier. He has 5. Six on the shot clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. And Bradley gets it to go. Bradley's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'm not sure why they're not respecting Avery Bradley from that spot. You got to get up to him from there.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Right back after this break. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
Checked in for the Lakers. Pass to Hero. Back to Fournier. A 3-ball. That shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. They've got Damari Carroll out there. Avery Bradley is out there with Evan Fournier. And it's Derrickson in at the 4.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Brett, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win.
I'd like to see more.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Dragic dishes to Muscala. Passes to Fournier. Shot clock at 5. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
No good from Champ.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Count that bucket. And it's 7 points for Avery Bradley.
This is where Bradley's at his best. Terrific at slashing with purpose, finding cuts behind the eyes of the defense.
Here's Champ. Rebound by Muscala. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Miami Heat. Pass to Carroll. The kick out to Dragic. When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that the players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league. The body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Fournier goes in. Bradley kicks to Muscala. Shoots. Bradley can't get it to go.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Sit right up in the jersey, force him off the spot. Coaching staff would like some more shots from that range.
For Miami, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Champ.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Avery Bradley. Free throw good from Champ. Vincent's checked in for the Lakers. Corey Joseph comes in for Jeff Teague. And then for Miami, Erickson's checked in. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Evan Fournier. And it's Dragic off the drive. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, just like a good coffee mug, you have to appreciate strong handles. Dragic showing him there.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
That's good from Champ. He's perfect from the line this time. To the inside, Dragic, great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, getting the ball off the dribble to the bucket is one of Dragic's strengths. You can't afford to let him get that close to the rim, or he's going to get you.
Here's Champ, and he drops him the layup off the glass. Champ's got 35.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable to relinquish.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.